Hi there, Aries. Thank you so much for tuning in. This is your May reading. It will span roughly the 1st to the 15th of the month. Of course, energy is fluid though, so it may permeate a little before then and a little after. Alright? Let's see what's in store for you, Aries. As I was meditating, let's see, Son of Cups. Okay, in the apex here. As I was meditating on your sign, Aries, right before I turned on the camera, I had this vision of you. It's like you're picking up the phone, you're dialing a number, and there's communication happening, okay, of some sort. I feel that there is some kind of revelation of information that comes through for you regarding some matter, okay? I feel communication is a big part of the beginning of May for you. Yes. Communication. This is your theme, 4 of Cups in reverse. So Aries, either you doing the communicating or someone communicating to you. In some capacity, there is, it's like you're finding out information, okay, about something. And when I was shuffling for you, before I turned on the camera, the deck literally split into 2, nearly. And the one deck that flew out, face up, has this 8 of Swords in reverse, right on its face. So, and that is laid out horizontally. So as I was imagining this communication that I'm feeling is going to come through for you in some way, it's almost like what you find out, the information that comes through, in some way liberates you. In some way opens the path forward. Okay, so there's an opening, absolutely, of some kind. And it may regard the emotional scape. Okay, and we're having here the Son of Cups. Oops, we could see that. It's a little bright. The Son of Cups and the Daughter of Cups. In reverse, right beneath this 4 of Cups. So let me tune in for you, Aries. 1 second here. Aha, very interesting, Aries. We're seeing here an interplay between Swords, air energy, and Water, Cups. Wow. Cups, Cups, in your theme, with the 9 of Swords in reverse right beneath that. You've been waiting to do this. You've either been waiting for this or you've been waiting to do this, whatever this is. Deliver a certain sort of information. Make that phone call. Say what you need to say, right? Or you could be on the receiving end of that. Whatever it is, Aries, it's been long awaited, long awaited. And there's some kind of interplay between the intellectualization and the actual flesh and blood emotions of the situation. Okay, we're seeing an interplay with that. Wow. Aries, look at this. Okay, in this deck here that popped out, you have the 8 of Swords right on top in reverse, and at the base of this deck, at the very base, is the 8 of Wands. 2 8s sandwiching this deck. So there's a situation, okay, you feel or you've felt in some way entrapped, encaged. It could be by your own doing, it could be by the sort of self-imposed limitations, right? That self-talk, thought processes that take place in the form of a habit, even perhaps. Whatever it may be, there's been this feeling of resistance. There's been some sort of, Aries, look at this also. 4 of Swords, 8 of Wands. 4 of Swords right before the 8 of Wands. 4 of Swords, half of 8, right? 4, 8. So, entrapment. There's been a feeling of entrapment. It could be your own self doing right yet again. Or it could be regarding an emotional situation, okay? That another individual who is could very likely be a water sign is involved with. We have here the Father of Cups in reverse, right beneath this 8 of Swords. So, Aries, yes, absolutely. This Father of Cups is related, strongly related to the 8 of Swords card, right? The background on both of the cards are very similar in color tone. Nonetheless, Aries, it's a situation that you feel that participating in it somehow inhibited your personal self-expression, self-sustenance even, okay? But whoever this individual is, Father of Cups, I'm feeling that what they offer in a way to you is a sort of emotional renewal, okay? In some way, right? There's a sort of, there's a lightness that they bring to you. But it's interesting because at the same time, there is a past that they bring along with that, right? After this Ace of Cups, we have the 8 of Cups. Lots of 8s here for you, Aries. So, but what I'm getting here is that in order for this transformation to fully take place, Aries, the relationship with this individual must be transmuted. Okay, strong water energy. 3 water cards here showing up for you. The Father of Cups in reverse. It's almost like the drowning in the water, right? Whoever this individual is could have a lot of a strong water, Neptunian sort of energy, okay? Pisces, Scorpio, Cancer. They don't have to necessarily be a water sign. They could just have a lot of water signs in their chart, their astrology chart. But what I'm getting here, right? And if it's not a person, Aries, it could be your own propensity, right? To get swept up into the emotional, sort of the other side, the other emotional side to the story. I'm compelled to say it in that way. It's almost like there are these two. It's this dichotomy, Aries. Okay, on one hand, you have your independence, right? That self-empowerment, fire, Aries, fire, fast-moving energy, right? And then you have this water, this heavy water energy. That, right, it's almost like these emotions, this propensity to tap into a very deep emotional well, perhaps in the past, has inhibited this release into, right, the transformation that you're seeking to make. Okay. And right beneath this 8 of Cups, And I will say this, if this is an individual who is coming forward and offering you, right, it's almost like whatever they offer seems very promising, okay? And they could be very different from you as well. If this is a person, I'm feeling they're very different from you, okay? And they offer you something, right? A chance to explore this very deep emotional sort of side to life, all right? But either they have a past, okay. Oh, this card keeps falling and fidgeting, and it's like unstable. Something about this either individual or this energy is unstable. There's an instability that's brought forward here. I'm feeling Aries. So if this is a person, it's an emotional instability. Okay, and we're seeing this oscillation between renewal, emotional renewal, fresh start, lightness to emotions, and very heavy, deep emotions. So oscillation of energy. Okay, Aries, it's kind of like a roller coaster of emotions is what I'm getting here. And again, right, it could either be by way of your relations with another person who fits that archetype, or it could be your own sort of propensity to get swept up into the emotional side of a story. Again, I'm compelled to say it in that way. But Aries, right, especially if you have a lot of water in your chart, right, this could be your own propensity. However, right, either this person has a very sort of deep past, okay, that they bring with them of emotional dissatisfaction, right? There's a story to this, whatever this is, okay? And I'm feeling that you are going to find this out. You're going to find out, there's going to be a revelation of more information that pertains to this individual, where there's like a duality to their offering to you as well, okay? One is this Ace of Cups, it's a renewal, but then it's, right, there's something with that. It's kind of like there's baggage that's coming with that in some shape or form, where it then puts you to the sort of plate, right, of do I want this? Do I align with this? Does this empower me, right? Or is it time for me to transform, right? Is it time for me to break out on my own? And so I feel that this discussion is going to happen. I feel that there's this awareness. And it's like, am I going left or am I going right? Okay, once I know what I know, now that I know what I know, right, about this person and about this offering of love or a fresh start, trying to make amends from the past, that can also be it, right? I feel that you're going to take a close look, right, at not just what is this person telling me about them, but what does that mean? What's the role that they play, right? In the grander context of my life with me as an individual, right? How does it all fit together, the puzzle pieces? And so it's interesting because you have your very own card here, the Emperor, right beneath this Eight of Cups. So the question is, right, do I want to tap into these deep waters, or, right, is it about standing on my own 2 feet? Is it about transforming from the situation, right? I'm hearing, do I give it another go? I'm hearing that as well. Okay. And you're coming out with the Four of Wands, another 4. So 8 and 4. Okay, a pair is coming out for you strongly here. Okay. Aha, very interesting. I was I was picking up, right, the cards, and I was looking for the last card, the Eight of Wands, and I was like, where did the Eight of Wands go? It was like not. It was literally like it was not here. It's not here, and it's not here. Well, it's not in the deck. Where did it go? And it's literally these two cards are just right now. It wasn't like this before. They're like magnetically. It feels like a magnet. It feels like a magnet. So something between these two cards, I don't know if you could see this, right? But there's a kinetic sort of energy, okay, between these two, and between the situation. And it is, right, the Four of Swords and the Eight of Wands, Aries. Let me tune in for you 1 second. What I'm sensing for you is this idea of stepping out on your own, okay, you feel will require of you to open your mind in some way. Okay, to reform, to reshape the foundation of even how you view stability, how you view independence. What does that mean for me? Right? It's not just like either I'm independent or I'm not, either I'm going left or I'm going right, either I'm taking the high road or the low road. It's like if I choose the path to independence, and my elbow is sticking to this Magician card as I'm saying that. Ultimate independence, Magician. Okay, realizing that you have all the elements within yourself to create the world that you want. Okay, now, I was saying though, Aries, that it's almost like if, right, you feel that if I am to take on this path, right, to strike out on my own in a very independent manner, that would mean having to find and carve that path out. Okay, having to create that path. Okay, because independence, there's like no blueprint to that, right? Striking out on my own, creating my world. There's no algorithm to it. So it may feel, right, like stepping away from a union or from some sort of propensity, okay, to remain, to ruminate, requires of you to exert, right, yourself in a way that perhaps you've never done before. All right? And even the thought of that for you may be feeling like, you know you want it. You know ultimately that that's what you want. You want to be self-sufficient, emotionally and otherwise. Okay. But it's this Seven of Cups card, right, that reminds us of that sort of illusion of not knowing how we feel emotionally about something. When really we do. We know how we feel about it. Right? It's just a matter of how we look at the card. How we turn our head. Right? How our perception of this change we want to make. And so it's up to you. Okay, it's up to you. That's what I'm feeling for you, Aries. I'm hearing the change you have to make is the change that you have to make, right? And you feel like, right, yes, I know I kind of want this, right? I know that this isn't the most empowering situation, right? I understand somewhere, right, deep inside of me that my dreams exist outside of this box that either I hold myself in or that in some shape or form my environment, right, holds me within. And even though I know, I don't know what will come if I pursue that path, right? But that is an illusion as well, because Aries, the magician, right? The magician, it's such a lovely card. I love this card because it reminds us that, right, we create our worlds. Right, we create with our intentions, with what we want, what we set our intentions on. We create that, and we focus on that, and we manifest that, right? And so it's about really crystallizing what it is that you see for yourself, right? How do I really see myself as an individual? How do I define myself? How do I individuate myself? Every detail of that vision, right? I feel the more you meditate on that, the clearer it's going to become. And the more clearly, right, this illusion is going to become of you not knowing how you feel about it, okay? But I will say, right, there's this feeling, Wheel of Fortune in reverse, there's this feeling of what will be, right? What will be if I make that decision, if I proclaim how I feel about something to myself, or if I proclaim it to others. And I'm zeroing in on my kyanite crystal as I say that. Kyanite speaks of communication, okay? But not just the written, the spoken word with others. It could also speak to that communication intuitively that takes place, right? Me, myself, and I, in your, between the mind, body, and the soul. Okay, that sort of communication. So I'm feeling for you, Aries, that you realize the gravity of this shift, the gravity of this change. And you know, right, if I rise above from this, right, I'm going to be a butterfly. I'm not going to be a caterpillar anymore in a cocoon, right, safe and warm and cozy, but I'm going to be an individual. I'm going to be in the world, and it's going to be up to me to take my flight, right, to fly where I do, right, where I flap my wings. So it's kind of like you want that, absolutely you want that, Aries. But it's almost like that performance anxiety, right? It's that performance anxiety. I have never flown. I've never flown. It sounds amazing. I really want to fly, but never flown. Do I really want to fly? Right? It's like that sort of, that's the Seven of Cups feeling. I do, but I don't. So, a brand new beginning for you is waiting, Aries. Once this shift takes place, okay, I got the same sort of feeling for Pisces, same sort of feeling. The Wheel of Fortune in reverse in the middle of their spread, okay. And you have the Ace of Wands in reverse right beneath this Wheel of Fortune in reverse. So what I'm getting here is that whatever this changes that comes in and takes place, once you assert yourself, right? Once you make that decision, once you strike out on your own, there's going to be not just, right, a rekindling of this flame, of this fire with someone else, but the rekindling of the flame, the passion, and the drive that you have in and of yourself, with yourself, okay? Profound rediscovery of self, Aries, is awaiting you. You're going to, right, you're going to discover a manifestation of your energy as an individual, as a very creative individual, in a whole new way. Okay, but this transformation needs to take place first. You need to sort of, right, put the nail in the coffin. Yes, this is how I want to do it. No, this is not how I want to do it. This is what I believe in. This is what I don't believe in. This is empowering. This is not, right? And getting really super solid and clear on that, and what's my vision, and how do I see myself as an individual in the future, right? In that dream world that I hold. So, beautiful. Okay, beautiful, Aries. Now, we do have a pair going on here. Okay, Son of Cups, the apex popped out, and the Daughter of Cups. Daughter of Cups in reverse. Okay, what I'm feeling for you, Aries, I'm feeling that I do feel this is you. I do feel this is you. Daughter of Cups. Son of Cups can be the sort of counterpart. Okay, what I'm feeling is it's the individual, if this is a character for you in your life, that the Son of Cups is sort of this echo of their vibration, okay? So this is you and this individual emotionally, right, operating together. But there is a side to the story. I'm being compelled to say it in that way. A side to the story, I almost said Pisces. If you know a Pisces, if you have a Pisces rising, ascendant, or moon sign, you may want to check that video out, as there could be some crossover, okay? Or if you know a Pisces archetype of an individual. Now, there is a side to the story that is not being communicated. In the past, was not being communicated. I'm feeling it's now going to be communicated. Again, either on your side or the other, okay? But it's, if this is you, there's been this desire to strike out and to communicate, to assert yourself as an individual, okay? To communicate your truth, to follow your truth, Aries, right? We see this moon on the third eye chakra area of this chariot, okay? And it's right on top of the Seven of Swords, okay? Repression of the communication of how we really feel. And it's underpinning this Nine of Swords in reverse. So where we see, right, swords, 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 swords. Chariot is Cancer's card. So water. Again, we see this oscillation between water and air energy. Swords and cups. Swords and water. But Aries, it's like you have the desire is so strong and so obvious, okay? This desire for individuality. But it's almost like you've been either you or this other individual has not come out and expressed that openly, or that desire for it openly. And I feel that is what will be coming to light around this period of time. Okay, now Aries, let's get right to it, to the spread. You have two nines. Okay, the Nine of Swords, the Nine of Wands. Okay, this is your deep past. I'll read them all off to you here. The Nine of Wands in your deep past, the Five of Pentacles in your recent past in reverse, the Father of Swords in reverse in your energetic pathway that you tapped into, which led you to your current state of the Devil. Your advice is the Two of Swords upright. Your near future is the Mother of Cups in reverse. Your hopes and or fears is strength, stark independence. Yet again, oh my goodness, Aries. Aries, you've been getting this for quite a few months now. The dichotomy between independence, right, striking out on your own, totally self-sufficient, right, exerting that fire energy, and some sort of wariness about that, okay, some sort of hesitation with that, some sort of analysis paralysis with that, okay? Now, And I will say this, right? Also, the going, the back, and the forth. Do I really want that? Do I really want that? Oh, Aries, you want that. You want this independence. And Aries is a very independent sign, right? Of course, depending, everybody's different. It's a general reading. It depends on all the other planets in your chart and so on and so forth. But in general, Aries is a very ardent, right? Independent sign. It's the first sign in the zodiac. So, nonetheless, right, I'm seeing and I'm feeling that there is this, so many cards are popping out speaking to independence, speaking to personal identity. Okay, final outcome is the Magician in reverse. Environment is the Three of Cups. Final outcome can be seen with the final outcome is the energetic pathway card that you step into as you step into your final outcome. All right, so you have a number of nines as well. You have the Nine of Wands, you have the Nine of Pentacles, and you have the Nine of Swords. So, let me tune in for you here, Aries. 1 second. Okay. When you entered this situation, I'm feeling in the very beginning, right? If this is a relationship, it kind of when the relationship first got off the ground, okay. At the outset, there was this sort of this notion of knowing that something is not quite right. Something is either disillusioning. Right? Whatever this situation is, it may, right, you may feel this, it's unsettling in a way. Something about the situation is unsettling, and I know that eventually, right, I need to rise above it in some kind of way, to leave the situation, to transform from it. Right? This is sort of like an escape hatch sort of feeling with this card. Okay. And I'm also getting here a path to enlightenment. So, where we see chaos, confusion, right, an emphasis on the intellectual, rational mind and the human existence, we see this sort of desire to ascend in some way, to follow our intuition about something. So I'm feeling that from the outset, you knew what your intuition was about this. Okay, there was that sort of deep knowing that you knew eventually, right, it's gonna lead to this. I'm gonna need to rise above the situation in some capacity, perhaps, for some of you. No. In your recent past is the Five of Pentacles in reverse. You tune in 1 second, Aries. You have another, five. What I'm feeling here is that, again, right, there's this expectation, there's this knowing. 10, 5 is half of 10. As time went on in the situation, it's almost like there's been this lack of confrontation, Aries, with a matter of stability, okay, within the situation. Okay, there's a big question of stability in this spread. Okay, and the 5 is looking right up to the 4. Emotions, right? Emotions and the repression of emotions. And some sort of, I'm feeling like superficiality of stability that we see, right? When it's upright, there's this sort of feeling of dissatisfaction as it regards matters of security and stability. When it's in reverse, it's almost like, right, well, it's like it's like patchwork. Okay, it's patchwork. So what I'm feeling is perhaps you knew, right? It's like this lingering sort of thought in the back of your mind, right? I know. Oh, sorry. You know what? This is not a 9. This is not a 10. This is a 9. It's so 5 and 9. Okay, it's not half and half, but it's sort of midway almost. the point here that I'm trying to make, Aries, is that there's some sort of progression. There's a matter of time, and it's almost like you knew something from the outset, and yet, right, and yet, you still tried to see how maybe it could work. Maybe I could feel stable in some kind of way, knowing that there's going to be this sort of shakeup. There's going to be this change and this transformation, which is going to require of me to change my ways, to change my habits, to change the way that I even view myself as an individual yet again, right? And so you stepped into the Father of Swords in reverse. Which is right beneath my rose quartz crystal, speaking to compassion, diplomacy, love for others, the appreciation of love in others, but also, right, within ourselves, that love, that relationship that we have with ourselves. So what I'm getting here is that I'm getting it's this inversion, okay? You know something, but then your actions are somehow at odds with what you know, And where you've wanted to take a very firm stand and strike, to stand up for what you feel and what you know to be sort of true, or what you've sort of expected of the situation, or that you expect of the situation, you've somewhat perhaps sacrificed that for the sake of holding the peace, okay? But by holding the peace, right, you're holding your tongue. And again, if it's not you, it could be the other party. But nonetheless, the devil is showing up here in your current state. So where we're feeling, right, I'm sensing that you've wanted to say something about something, okay? And you may have been preparing to do that. You may have been preparing to think about how to do it, how to strategize, right? This sort of release. You're now, right, summoning up that courage, that strength, getting really sort of real with the matter. You're realizing, I have to make this decision, right? Do I go left or do I go right? Is it yes or is it no? What do I feel? What do I want? What do I want as an individual, right? Yes, right, we may be two people, but we're both two people, two individuals, right? And so it's a matter, if you look at the feet on this fire-footed goat, it's the same color palette as this blazing moon that we see on the Two of Swords card. So, where we're being beckoned to make that decision, to crystallize what we feel is otherwise ambiguous or unknown, right? Seven of Cups card again. Kind of feeling. It's like, but we do know what we want, right? Devil, Capricorn's card. Pursuing our ambitions, our desires ardently, knowing what we want and going for it without reserve. So it's almost like you arrive, right, at the party, at the scene, like, I'm here to make the decision, but I know my decision. I know how I feel. But it's like I'm feeling you're playing some sort of game with yourself, Aries. There's a little bit of a game that you're playing with yourself. It's like there's catch up. Okay, 1 foot in, 1 foot out. 1 step forward, 1 step back. Is this what I want? But this is what I want. I'm dressing the part, but am I playing it? And so you're coming to this point, right? You're being required to sort of face the reflection, okay, of this reality for you, of this truth. Face this sort of honesty, right? Of what do I want for myself as an individual? In what direction do I want to move? And that leads you into your near future, which is the Mother of Cups in reverse, motioning over to Strength. Very interesting, because the Mother of Cups is looking right over at Strength, as is the Magician. And Strength is just looking head on, right? Straight forward. So, all eyes on the Strength card, which is your hope, which is your desire, your inner desire. Again, right? It's that inversion and that extroversion of truth. This could be an individual Mother of Cups, or this could be your own propensity. Okay, your own. Right, everybody has the elements in their chart. Everybody has they're comprised, right, of every element, as the Magician card reminds us. And it's almost like, right, there's this tapping into a very intuitive sort of space, that very honest space, right, sort of that new moon energy. That I feel you're going to come to, Aries. And you're going to realize, and I feel that it could be in a meditative sort of state. And I feel that meditating will be very conducive for you, especially around the new moon period. Okay, at the very end of April. Okay, I'm filming this on the 21st of April, so, right, it's like it could be around that time that this is coming through for some of you. But I'm feeling, Aries, that by way of right, internalizing, like flipping inwards and thinking, right, what is it that I want? I feel that you're going to see it clearly. You're going to see, this is what I want. I want this independence. I want to move forward by way of my intuition. I want to be fully aligned with myself, mind, body, soul. Right? The way that I act, the way that I live my life, the way that I think, that self-talk, I want it to be aligned with, right, that world that I want to step into, the world that I want to create. But it's interesting because it all cycles back to the Strength card as you step into your final outcome with the Magician. So it's almost like, it's like knowing, theorizing, understanding, even emotionally, intuitively, what you want, but then acting on it, right? So that's what you want. All right, well, here is your Magician's set of tools, right? Make the magic happen, right? Here's the stage. Proceed. And so it's that, right, but it's that confrontation, that honest space, right, with yourself of, what do I want, and what am I perhaps simultaneously afraid of in some way? Reminding us of the Wheel of Fortune card in reverse, right? That feeling of, well, if I make this decision, if I strike it on my own, what is that world going to look like, right? And so, Aries, I feel that the more you marinate that sort of concept in your mind, the more you crystallize your vision for where you want to go and what you care about, what you are passionate about, what you love and what you don't align with, right? The more that divide becomes really clear for you in your mind, the clearer the path forward is going to be too. Okay. It's the light of that vision. I'm feeling that lights the path. And so, in your environment, you have the Three of Cups upright, right next to the Nine of Pentacles. So, this decision, the two of Swords, this decision that, and as I was picking this card up, my hair got attached to it. And so what I'm feeling here for you, Aries, is that there could be a feeling of attachment, right? Are you holding on to something? Is it, right, again, this feeling of, I don't want to hurt any feelings. Is there an aspect, right, of my environment that is that is comfortable, is nice, is pleasant, that I don't want to disrupt, right? But that I know in order to pursue what I truly want, I must confront, right? So we're going from a 3 to a 2. And so, the 9 of Pentacles, we see you leading out with, okay, with this Magician card. What I'm feeling for you is that, are you thinking, I have a lot to lose? Is that something that you're thinking? Is that a thought that's coming through your mind? Do you feel that you've accumulated something from being in the situation? Do you feel that letting go of this environment, letting go of this ideology, this of seeing yourself in your environment, right? As a member of society, so to speak. Do you feel that by making this decision, you in some way, right, have to let go of something heavy? Something that is sort of an illusion of stability for you. It could be monetary, right? It could be physical, anything, right? That is not sort of spiritual, is not sort of the stability that we derive by way of our own doing, by way of our own alliance with ourselves. So, and I'm feeling again, right? You're stepping out with the 9 of Pentacles and the Magician together in your final outcome. And the Magician, right, is cycling right back and looking straight at the Strength card. What I'm feeling is that the strength that you derive to make it through whatever this, I'm hearing cutting of ties for some of you, is remembering why you're doing it, why you want to do it, right? Remembering the reason for this decision. The Devil's looking straight at these 2 swords. It knows what it's here for. It knows, but it's like, I'm gonna show up, right, to make the decision. But it's really just about actually making the decision that you intuitively already know. I'm feeling that for a number of you, Aries, all right? So I'm getting, right, again, right, if you feel the difficulty, the weight of this decision you have to make, okay, striking out on your own, transforming from a situation that you feel is not fully self-empowering, the key for you here is to focus on, it's that internalization of the process, okay, and the stage in your life that you're at, realizing, right, what do I want? Who am I as an individual? And what's the path that's going to take me there? Okay, so thank you so very much, Aries, for tuning in. I hope that this reading was helpful for you. I highly recommend you to check out your Ascendant, Rising, and Moon sign as well, as oftentimes those will provide you with further insights into your situation. I know, for example, I resonate a lot with my moon sign, even more than my sun oftentimes. So it doesn't hurt to check it out. If you don't know your sign, so you can click the link below in the description box that I provide, and it will compute your signs for you. All right. Otherwise, have a beautiful April and beginning of May, and I'll be back soon with your new moon reading in a few days or so, actually, pretty soon. So stay tuned for that, and I will see you soon. Bye.